Welcome, dear students, Diet Vamaravilli. Uh, as the examinations are nearing, we are going to discuss, going to review the old question papers because the lessons what are meant for paper 4 second year, that is pedagogy of English, paper 4. During the time when you were in diet, those topics have been taught to you by our sirs and madams, and now it is time to see the model of the question paper. And most of you, not most of you, all of you might have known the model of question paper, what type of questions you come across, and how you have to make your preparation, how you have to make your notes, and all these things. By this time you might have come to an idea. Now what we wish to discuss with you is something going through the old papers, and so that we can understand what type of questions we are going to face, and which chapter has been given high importance, and which chapter fetches us more marks, what type of presentation is good for us, and all these things at this time we have to know. That's why we have decided not to tease the content. Now we have decided to show you the old question papers and how we have to face them. This is the time for thinking so. That's why I wish to show you one model paper, that is a model paper that is from Board of Secondary Education paper last year, your seniors paper, from the questions from the first chapter. What type of questions the faced your seniors, and let us see those questions, and what matter is relevant to those questions, what matter we have to write as an answer, relevant answer to those questions. Now let us see. By this time you might have seen a number of old question papers which our seniors have faced. The question paper code is 54E A, that is DLED second year public examination, September 2009, paper 4, pedagogy of English at primary level. And in this section, part A, B, C, three sections will be given. Under section A, three restricted choice questions have been given. For each question that carry 8 marks. Here under section A, for those three questions, you will get 24 marks. You have to write these answers not exceeding 3 pages or 50 to 60 sentences. These are essay type questions you have to answer. For essay type questions, you are writing an answer, a length of answer for 3 to 4 pages. Under section B, here no restricted choice has been given. You have to answer all the question, and each question that carries 4 marks, and this answer should be at least it should be, you should write it in one page. Here 6 questions will be given. You need to answer all the 6 questions, and each question that carry 4 marks, and under the section, and in this section B also you will get 24 marks. In the first section you need to write 3 essays, and in the section B you need to write 3 short answers, not very short, but these are at least the answer should be at least it should be a length of 1 page. This is part B. Here you need to answer 6 questions. Under part A you need to answer 3 questions. Now again under part C, you need to answer all the questions. No choice will be there. These are like paragraph questions. Each answer should be at least it should contain 10 sentences. Here 6 questions will be given under part C. You will get 6 questions, and each question it carries 2 marks, and thus it comes to 12. Now part A, the part what you have to write on a answer book. Now we have seen 24 for part A and 24 for part B, 48, plus 12 marks for section C. 48 plus 12, it comes to 60, and thus and now remaining 10 marks. Part B, it is bit paper. It carries 10 marks, and at the last 30 minutes this is supplied to you, and it is the answers are to be written on the question paper itself, and it is to be tagged. In this paper, at the beginning 10 questions, the first 10 questions, they are multiple choice questions. That means each question 4 answers will be given, and 1 answer is correct, and those things, multiple answer choice questions means either teacher, students know it very well. For those 10 questions, each question carry half mark, thus it comes to 5 marks. Part B, Roman 1 to 10 questions, they are multiple choice questions, and Roman number 2, 5 questions will be given. Here these questions are fill in the blank type. Each question carry half mark, it comes to 2.5. And the third Roman number 3, 5 questions, these are of matching type questions. A side one thing will be given, and that should be match it to the things those are being given under part B. This is briefly about your question paper. You might have known well, still I wish to show you once again. That's why you prepare accordingly. You collect as many as old papers, and this will give you good understanding regarding your examination, and so that you will get good marks. So this is your simply your question paper. For essay questions, restricted choice is there. Part B, 1 page answers, and part 3 that contains paragraph questions, and part B and so far part B is concerned, it is bit paper. It will be supplied at the last half an hour of the examination. Now, among these questions of this question paper, now let us discuss the first question of part A. Part A, under part A, we need to answer 3 essay questions. Restricted choice is there. For Roman number 1, 2 questions will be given. Either A or B we need to answer. For Roman number 2, A, B questions will be given. No, for question number 2 questions will be given. We can choose one question and the 3 questions. In such a way, we need to answer 3 questions. That is for 20 marks. Each question carries 8 marks. We should answer it at least the answer should be in 3 to 4 pages. If the same question is asked for 4 marks, then that will be restricted to that will be restricted to 1 page. And if the same question, if that is given in section C, then section C, that is for each question carries 2 marks. That's why a paragraph length answer we will write, but sense should be there, main sense should be there. In such a way we should prepare our notes. Now let us see what is the first question given in part A. Today let us discuss the first question. 2 issues have been given. Both the questions we need to answer. First one is discuss the features related to English language teachers proficiency. This is from unit 1. First let us discuss it, and later on question B, let us see, explain the key factors that influence teaching English as a second language. So let us revise what you have learned from the first chapter. I will remind you the English language teachers proficiency, the issue related to the English language teachers proficiency. For better understanding, just I will use mother tongue. What does this question mean? In the first chapter, issues related to the teaching English at the primary stage, you learned 8 objectives. Among those 8, this one, issues related to the teacher proficiency, this is third objective. This you have already learned, and you know how the proficiency of a teacher is becoming a hindrance while teaching this English language as a second language. Let us see భాష, ఇంగ్లీష్ భాషని బోధిస్తున్నప్పుడు టీచర్కి సంబంధించి సమస్యలు ఏమిటి అనేటువంటిది ఇక్కడ మనని అడుగుతున్నటువంటి విషయం. You know it very well. Teaching anything means we should be well versed with that. A vast knowledge should be there in our mind. Otherwise, if we don't know, we can't tell, we can't teach, we can't explain, we can't make them know the subject, what is to be taught. That is the problem. Here, issues related to the teacher means teacher proficiency means proficient here. That means everybody knows teacher himself should be proficient. Means I should speak the language fluently. Otherwise, he can't make his students teach it understand it, and you can't make them use the language. You can't make the students use the language uh, easily. If I don't know how to speak in English, how can I make you speak in English? That is the main problem. Number one issue, what do you write is mainly teachers are not up to date. Teachers have not adequate knowledge using English. They are not mostly our teachers whose mother tongue is other than English all over India, not only in Telugu state. All over India, the teachers they lack sufficient knowledge. If we wish to habituate speak this language, speak English language, if you wish to make the students speak this language, first of all we should use it. We should have thorough knowledge. Most of our teachers they lack it. This is the first issue. What do you write? Teacher is the first issue. Most of the teachers, number one is most of the teachers, their knowledge is not up to date and not adequate to teach English. Though they are teaching English, but something they are managing. They are managing the content. Simply, most of the teachers, what they do in our classroom, they read a sentence and translate it, and this is something very a thing that should not happen in the classroom. Just reading it and translate. That is not the aim and object of teaching English. Aim and object of English is they should be able to listen. Listen means while they listen, they should understand it. Listening training should be there. Then speaking training should be there. And then reading means simply reading. Everybody can read content. We can read mostly all the students who are doing this diploma in elementary education. All of you can read English text and Hindi textbook. But the sense of that sentence, the sense of that paragraph, we can't understand. What sense does that paragraph, does that sentence express? Reading means that is not said to be reading. Reading means while read a content, while we read a text from a newspaper or from a magazine or from any printed text, when we read, that should be understood. When reading is going on, then the sense should be known to us. That is said to be reading. Listening also. We listen songs. We listen songs, poems, and all the things. If the song is something melodious, for melody only we hear it. If we hear songs of other languages also, some Hindi songs, they are very melodious and attractive. Often we listen to them, but we don't know the sense or the meaning of that version. Then such type of listening is of no use. Listening means he should be able to understand what the other person says. Such type of training should be given. most of the educated person, education throughout, you see, you can come across so many people. They have got so many degrees, university degrees and research degrees and all these things they might have. But thing is that they may not understand what the speaker in a meeting says, what is said in that conference. He might not be able to understand, because he can write this. These medical students, engineering students, and most right from LKG to professional graduation and other degrees, they are studying in English medium. But they can write a number of pages in the examination. They are getting good marks also. Means they know writing. But separate training is not given for listening. They can't understand. That's why in the textbook 4 separate components have been for each unit. If you see the textbook, how it is prepared in our for our students, each textbook that has been divided into 4 parts. For listening purpose, separate exercises have been given. That exercise, that a short story or something, a commentary or a announcement or something is added in the textbook. The teacher simply read it. That means students at the time, they keep their textbooks shut and they don't open the textbook, and simply they listen their teacher what he says. Then they have to some questions will be put after reading or explaining the story or something, announcement or anything. After that, teacher will put some questions. Then what will happen? Student will listen it carefully. He will develop the habit of listening. He will develop the habit of listening, and he will try to understand it, and then only he can respond to the questions of his teacher. That's why this listening purpose, a teacher has to make them listen some story or narrating a story or a commentary or a announcement or something. For all these things, teacher should have good knowledge. He should be well versed with the using this language. If teacher has that much capacity, he can't transfer it to the students. That is the number one issue. Proficiency of teacher means teacher has no sufficient knowledge in the particular subject, and by force, as he has to explain the lesson, he is simply translating sentence by sentence and managing it. That type of teaching is not that cannot develop language skills in the students. This is one issue. Teacher should have adequate knowledge. Here you see the language teachers' proficiency in general. It is identified as teachers should have three types of knowledge. One is linguistic knowledge in that particular language. Second one is cultural knowledge, and the third one is pedagogical knowledge. So far as this proficiency of teacher is concerned, teacher should have these should be fluent with these three components. One is linguistic knowledge, and second one is cultural knowledge, and third one is pedagogical knowledge. All these components, combining all these components together, teacher can effectively teach the language in the classroom. The linguistic proficiency. The linguistic proficiency, it emphasizes the need for teachers be able to communicate well in the classroom. Linguistic means you should have, earlier we discussed, linguistic knowledge means you should know the usage of language very well. Otherwise, you can't make the students know. Such type of knowledge should be there. High level of linguistic proficiency was necessary to teach language naturally in the classroom. Up to date knowledge in the language usage should be known to the teacher. And then teacher should be a good source. You should use appropriate language at right times. Then that will help the students. See, our mother tongue, also we are learning our mother tongue unconsciously. How we learn it? Without something, a formal teaching is not there in learning our mother tongue. See, these Oriya people, Oriya children, right from birth, when he attends school at the age of 5, by that time he knows speaking the language, he can understand the language. If a child born in Hindi state, in Uttar Pradesh or Madhya Pradesh or something in such states, the student, the child unconsciously, without teaching, no classroom is there, no books are there, and no teaching is there. Even then also, the boy in that particular area uses the language, but that is what is spoken in the area. How he is learning the language? By hearing the sounds and using the same sounds whenever such situation arises. That is said to be unconscious learning. Without any effort, the language is habituated to the child. In such a way, natural situations are to be created. To create a natural situation in the classroom, teacher should have that much knowledge. If teacher knows only reading and translating the language, he can't make them know all the skills of the languages. This is the component, what we say, what is this? Linguistic knowledge of a teacher. And another one, cultural knowledge. Cultural knowledge also teacher should have known. Um, the cultural knowledge means what the English people, the native speakers, what culture they use in their daily language, that type of culture you should know. In wishing, in taking leave, and during the time of send up, CF, and during the times of sex of a person, and all these things. You, they should be. You should know the culture of the native speakers. Otherwise, that culture is not maintained. The meaning of the language will be changed. True translation for certain things, true translation is not possible. Culture means in our mother tongue we can say generally after some time of gossiping, they gossip for some time. After gossiping, when they separate, when they leave, generally we say, what is our culture? Vastanu, we say in our mother tongue, Vastanu. Saying Vastanu, what does he do? He leaves the place. Actually, Vastanu means that indicates coming. Vuchuta. But he says Vastanu and leaves the place. That is the culture. They say one thing and they do another thing. That is culture of our. That is the culture in our language. They don't say Veltanu. Nobody say Veltanu when they leave the place. Nobody says so. They say Vastanu, and then they leave the place. That is the culture of our native speakers. In English also, such type of things are there. How are you and how do you do? How do you do? These things. These are which is your native place. Instead of asking that for that answer, I am native of. We don't say my native place is so and so. I am native of. That is the culture they are habituated. In such a way, we follow the culture of the native people, native speakers. And another component, teacher should have good knowledge, that is pedagogical knowledge. Teacher should have good pedagogical knowledge also. These three things, if it comes for 2 marks, you can just write these 3 things. What are the things, what are the issues of language teacher proficiency in general, then linguistic knowledge, cultural knowledge, and pedagogical knowledge. Briefly we will write. If so far as if it comes for 8 marks, elaborately at least for 3 to 4 pages you have to write. If it comes for a big question for 4 marks, then at least 2 pages we have to, in 2 pages we have to explain. The answer depends upon the question, whether it is given for essay question or 1 page answer or paragraph answer. In such a way, keeping that in our mind, we have to answer the question. Pedagogical knowledge. So far as this pedagogical knowledge of the teacher, proficient English teachers need more than just linguistic knowledge to help students to achieve language outcomes. If he knows, knowing language is very important. But beyond this, pedagogical knowledge also, pedagogy means this teaching related issue. You have got good knowledge, and at the same time, the way how we present it to the students, that is pedagogy. That issue is said to be pedagogical issue. This pedagogical issue uh, this is up to the teacher skills. Firstly, there is a need for teachers to have good understanding of the general process of teaching and learning, and knowledge of how to go about teaching the lesson for students. Uh, Teachers need high language proficiency, but two other things also. They need proficiency in genre, text types of target culture, and a very good understanding of the principles associated with the collaborative learning. That's why there's mere focusing on linguistic knowledge appears to neglect the need for teachers to be able to impart that knowledge to students, and trivializes the teaching knowledge needed to do so. That's why teacher should keep in mind while teaching the English language. Teacher should use these three components in balance. One is what was linguistic knowledge, knowing language very well. Then cultural knowledge, culture what the native speakers they use, and pedagogical knowledge. Pedagogical knowledge means here the pedagogy, the native speakers unconsciously they learn, but whereas in the where the area is a non-English speaking area, then this pedagogy should be used. What type of techniques, what type of approaches, what type of methods you should use, what type of exercises, those will help to develop the communicative English among the students. Combining all these components, a teacher can develop the uh, English knowledge among the students. This is the answer for this question. What are the issues related to the proficiency of English teacher in teaching English? That's why these three things. One is linguistic knowledge. Second one is cultural knowledge, and third one is pedagogical knowledge. Combining all these things, a foreign language can be taught. Not only English, any foreign language where the language is not spoken in that particular area, then a special care is to be taken. Mostly, if we speak frankly, a student who gets passed SSC, he should be able to communicate, he should be able to speak with others, he should be able to understand what others say, he should be able to write what is there in his mind in English. He can develop stories, he can write diary entries, and he can write something, some writings describing certain things, and Lastly, uh, you should be able to read the content with understanding. But unfortunately, what is going on? The teachers, they are not. They have no. We should. Speak it frankly. Why students after coming out of SSC, why they are not able to speak? Why they are not able to write? Why they are not able to understand? Why they are not able to write simple sentences? Because systematically what is to be presented, that is not being presented. That's why teachers, this is one of the main issue related to the teachers' proficiency. That means deliberately we can say teachers, we have got competent proficiency, which is sufficient their knowledge in English, that is not sufficient to teach the students of secondary level. That's why we are getting failed in habituating, in getting proficiency from the students. This is the question what the students they came across last year. That means teachers are teachers with adequate knowledge are not there. This is the truth, but we should not speak so after passing out from secondary school. That is after getting SSC certificate, you should be able to do all those things. You should be able to write letters. You should be able to describe things. You should be able to make diary entries. All these things, all the skills you should have. But simply except writing some proper nouns, they are not doing, they are not able to do more than that. Where does we fail? We fail because teachers with adequate knowledge, mostly teachers with adequate knowledge are not dealing the subject. That's why these three things should be keep in our mind, and balancing these three things, linguistic knowledge, cultural knowledge, and pedagogical knowledge. Combining all the things, we can again in the next class. Let us discuss the remaining things, what are there in the first unit, and so that you will have good knowledge in the question paper. You will have a command, and accordingly you will prepare notes. All the important topics will be reminded to you. For today, you see, once you go through your textbook and you go through the content and make your own notes regarding the issues related to the teachers' proficiency.